right, joining me now for the latest edition of Know Your Knights is Knights goaltender David Tomeo. And David, you're coming off a big weekend here. You just got 2 out of 3 against the Northeast Generals, and you yourself, you earned the Division Star of the Week for your play and getting 2 wins in that weekend. So let's start there. You stopped 70 of 73 shots on goal this weekend. Huge part in getting 2 wins, 1 in overtime. What does that give your confidence? You know, where is your confidence, I should say, moving forward here as we get close to playoffs?
Yeah, I feel really good right now. I couldn't have done it without our defense. We play a little bit shorthanded with 4 defensemen, and Rep Padgett got called up from the EHL. I thought he was fantastic. Joey Verkerk was awesome. Luke Robinson was great, and Tom Sparrow was great. So those guys alone gave me a lot of confidence. I really believed them, and how hard they were working was really just comforting mentally for me, and I felt great. And I feel ready to go for this weekend, and I feel another big weekend ahead, and hopefully a strong playoff push to come.
Sure. Now, I just got done talking to your coach about it. You guys have had a pretty consistent rotation of netminders throughout the year. You and Christian Stover, both you guys very talented, obviously. But how has that situation motivated you as a competitor? You know, just to try to get in net and try to bring out the best in you here. As you're in kind of an internal competition with one of your teammates, but do you feel that helps you?
Absolutely. He's been awesome all year as well, and every day I look across from him in practice, and I think he does the same. We just want to be better than the other. We want to take the net, and that's kind of what's been working. I think he and I have a great friendship off the ice, and you know that's helped a lot as well. But on the ice, there's the 2 of us competing, obviously, like you said, and we both want to be better, and we both want to be able to contribute to the team come weekends.
Mm-hmm. Now, again, this is something we've talked about with Coach Kowal a lot. We've talked with other players about it. You guys have kind of been through it all here in the second half of the year, whether it's injuries, whether it's a slump, whether it's like winning streaks that you've been through in the last few weeks here. What do you feel is the biggest key to getting consistency for this team?
I think it's just everyone sticking together. I think the best teams are able to not get too high on their highs or too low on their lows. I think that when things are great, we just got to keep it even keel, and as when things are going poorly, we're just going to have to be able to stay even keel as well. I think we're going to have to just come together and unite as a group and just play every game as hard as we did. I think if we can overcome a weekend against a good team like the Generals with 4D, I think that kind of shows the resilience of this team and the group we have, and what we're going to be able to do in the future if we just kind of keep it in the middle.
Sure. Now you have 3 straight games coming up with the New Jersey Titans, the team that's 1 point ahead of you guys currently for 2nd place in the East. Obviously, those 3 games are going to be huge. The first 2 are going to be here at home this weekend. You've seen them more than a few times this year. What do you see from that team that you guys have to be ready for, and what do you have to do to get 3 wins?
Well, obviously, I think they have one of the best goalies in the East. Perron is, we respect him a lot, and I think we're going to have some goalie battles. I think he and I have had some in the past, and I'm looking forward to those again this weekend. And obviously, I think it's just that extra element of working hard. I said it the other day, and then the other interview, I think that when we have skill, the Titans have skill, and it's just going to be whichever team wants it more and works harder, I think he's going to be able to pull away.
Sure. All right. Well, we've covered the bases here on our interview part of this interview, if you want to call it that. We'll flip it over to our less formal side of things, where we just ask what we call rapid fire questions. Very easy, very not always easy. I shouldn't say that, but they're fun questions. We haven't done this in a while, so I'll ask a few that I haven't asked in quite some time. But let's start with this one. I've never asked any of the other teammates this year, but if you had to pick one teammate to open a business with, what business would it be first, and what teammate would you go into business with?
Wow, that's really hard.
That's not necessarily an easy one.
Well, I think Luke Robinson would be the guy I'd go into business with.
Okay.
What I'd go into business with? Now, that's an interesting one. How's this? I'd like to start our own hockey team up. Yeah. I think that's always cool to be a front office guy and kind of do it, be a GM or something like that. So maybe we'll start the 32nd expansion team, and I'll go into it with
There you go. I like that. That's a good answer. All right. Let's ask this one. This one we do ask everybody, but we'll start this one early. Normally I finish with this, but if you had to be stranded on a desert island with one of your teammates for whatever reason, somehow you end up with one teammate, but you get to pick which teammate that is on a deserted island, who would it be and why?
This is very easy. Yeah. Gabe Temple.
Yeah?
I live with him. He's my roommate, obviously, so I just know he's from Michigan, and I know he's a very outdoorsman.
Okay.
And I know he's got the truck and he's got it all. I know everything probably won't be there, but he's very handy. He's good with that stuff. So I think he'd be able to start a fire and get some food. I'm kind of a city boy. I don't fish. I don't hunt. So I'm gonna be relying on a guy like that.
All right. this is more, directly related to being a goaltender, but in the NHL, are there any goalies that can be one? It can be more than one that you kind of model yourself after, or is there one that you have as a favorite?
Yeah, Henrik Lundqvist. I grew up a Rangers fan. Henrik's the reason I became a goalie. I remember I loved hockey at an early age, and then when I saw Henrik play, I begged my parents to let me be, a goaltender. He's my idol and my inspiration. He's the reason I became a goalie.
We're talking about inspiration. Is there any for your the paint job you have on your mask there? I know you got that done at the beginning of the year, but what's the reasoning on it?
Well, there's a crown, which I thought kind of fit the night theme. But Henrik had that helmet. I think in 11-12 he had a helmet with the crown. Sure. Obviously he's from Sweden, so that was the significance of it, and also the Rangers Liberty logo. But I thought it would look good with our colors, and I thought it would match my pads pretty well. And I try to keep a little bit of some of the stuff Henrik has on his helmets on mine.
Sure, okay. This is another one we've asked pretty frequently, but if you were to put the Knights in NHL, let's say they're the 32nd expansion team, your current team,
right?
And you got to come up with ratings for everybody on the roster. Who would you say? We always ask the same generic question as to who would the best player be, but instead of that, let's say, give me who's the fastest, who's got the best shot, and who's got we'll call it best hands on the team, best vision. Let's say that.
Vision, okay. So I'll give fastest skater is Curtis Carlson. Anyone who saw that overtime goal he had, he burned I think all 3 generals.
Coast to coast.
He's got some wheels on him. So I'll give him the nod for that. I'll say best shot. That's a tough one. We have a lot of guys on our team with good shots. Gabe's got a really hard shot. Kidney though, I think I'm going to give him that one. I think he's got that scoring touch, and I give Bronte an honorable mention. He's a good goal scorer himself, but I think I'm just going to give Kidney a slight nod for that. Okay. And then hands and vision, I think that's Olmstead. That's kind of his game, so I'll give him the nod on that one.
All right, I like that. And then we'll wrap it up on this one. If you could take on any single skater in the NHL in a shootout, you want to go toe to toe and try to stop him, being a goalie, who would you take and why?
Connor McDavid, because if I was able to stop one against him, I think my confidence would be at an all-time high. So I'll go with Connor McDavid.
Keep the puck, absolutely. Yeah. He's hovering around 100 points right now, so again. All right, well, David, we appreciate you giving us a few minutes here, and we look forward to seeing you guys out there this weekend against New Jersey, and we wish you the best of luck.
Thank you very much, Tim.